Alright, so we have the return of Aspen Ladd after 19 months, and she's coming back to face Macy Chiasson. I believe I'm pronouncing that correct. I think I'm pronouncing it wrong now that I think about it, but I'll just call her Macy from here on. Sorry about that. Alright, so Macy, she does have a 5-inch height advantage and a 6-inch reach advantage, which is quite significant considering the weight class. Alright, so we'll break down the strike into these two. So for Aspen Ladd, she likes to walk opponents down. She likes to get in your face, just kind of walk you down. She is a little bit plodding, a little bit predictable with her movement. She kind of just follows you around the cage. Her head doesn't move off center line all too often, especially when she's throwing her offense, which is why she's so open to those counters and how she got caught, really quickly by Jermaine Durandamy. But yeah, she's mostly boxing. She likes to lead with the left hook quite often, so that's usually her entry, and then she looks to land the straight right from there. 2 3s, 1 2s, yeah. Macy, she likes to be the one coming forward as well. She will kind of find herself in the clinch quite often. Her forward movement, she kind of, gets a little bit too aggressive maybe, and then, finds herself in the clinch. Look for knees in the clinch, but yeah, a lot of blitzing, a lot of blitz 2 3s, and then she generally finds herself in the clinch, yeah. Just anytime she's in close with somebody, she's looking for the clinch. And she's not very good at utilizing her God-given reach. She did show better striking at distance in the Renault fight. Nice straight right, nice 1-2. But yeah, for the most part, she's kind of crashing into the clinch. Alright, so I'll break down the grappling, the wrestling of these two. So for Aspen Ladd, she has a nice body lock, outside leg trip. Sometimes she'll just kind of grab the body lock and try to muscle the opponent down, which will work a lot of the time. She is quite strong for the weight class. And Macy, she at distance, she looks to stuff a takedown and then kind of flip them over with the double underhooks. And yeah, if she gets on top, she's not as dangerous as Aspen Ladd would be if Aspen Ladd gets on top. Aspen Ladd, as soon as she gets on top, she's looking for that aggressive ground and pound, and she makes those noises when she is throwing ground and pound, which is effective in my opinion. It sends the ref and it sends the judges a message at the very least. But like you saw how quickly, I can't remember the ref, it might have been Herb Dean or Herzog, stepped in when she started, throwing those ground and pound shots on Tonya Evinger. Like that would not have been stopped in any other fight. But I think it's effective, honestly. For Chiasson on top, she leads with the one arm when she's entering opponent's guard, and it's just armbar city. Like if you have a decent guard player, she's gonna get subbed one day. She doesn't have good, like she grits out some like submission attempts from opponents, but as soon as she faces a good BJJ person, I think she's gonna get subbed. How these guys win fights? For Aspen Ladd, she has good ground and pound, and she has good aggression. Yeah. And for Chiasson, she has a bit of natural power, in my opinion, seems like it. She has a good frame for the division, barely takes advantage of it really, like doesn't use her length at range, and in the clinch she still gets muscled around a little bit, but she does have a big size advantage here. How these guys lose fights? So for Chiasson, she's got pretty average takedown defense, poor get-ups, and for Aspen Ladd, it's the striking tendencies, just makes her very predictable, very hittable. Path to victory for these two. So for Chiasson, keep distance, look for the Muay Thai plum clinch when she does try and enter the pocket, and then look for knees to the body. If nothing else, just look to control her against the fence. It's definitely where she's been controlled in the past. No takedowns. You risk getting reversed and then Ladd ending up on top of you, but I think the technique on your takedowns are very bad, so don't try them until you've improved your takedowns. For Aspen Ladd, look for the heavy pressure. Move your head a little bit, please. That would be great. Body lock throws, try and muscle her down, look for control, and then try to advance when you're in top position, and then you can go for damage. Just be prepared for that single leg that she'll go for as a get-up. She only has one get-up, and it's when she grabs a single leg after shrimping out. So, if you defend that, then you can control her pretty easily on the ground. How I see the fight going? So I feel like the striking will be a little bit of a brawl on the feet. Kind of leaning Ladd because of her grit and her volume. Macy has the potential to snipe at her at distance and take advantage of the head movement of Ladd, or, lack thereof. But her striking isn't at the level of Jermaine Durandamy, and she's not going to really be able to take full advantage of those tendencies of Aspen Ladd. However, I do think the power advantage, or the the potential to cause damage to their opponent does go to Chiasson, because she has pop and Aspen is there to be hit. Like Macy, she seems to be slowly realizing that she has a 72-inch reach, and she is getting better at using it and fighting to her, physical advantages, her natural physical advantages. But I feel like Aspen is going to inspire a brawly type of fight, and there's going to be a lot of clinching. In the clinch, I do think Macy can dominate here. She seems quite strong in the clinch, controlling Lena Landsberg in the clinch, which is good. Lena's a decent clinch player herself, and Lena controlled Aspen Ladd in the clinch pretty easily. But yeah, height matters a lot in the clinch. Gives you better leverage when you're trying to manipulate your opponent's posture. Your knees can get up higher. That's why it looks so easy for Chiasson to throw knees to the body. She just flicks it up, whereas your average Joe or your what's her name, Aspen Ladd, they're going to struggle to get in position to throw such a technique like knees to the body. Seems to be a weakness of Aspen's is just finding herself getting controlled on the fence by these bigger opponents. It's been a problem in her career so far. Chiasson's last fight with Renault was fairly close, and Aspen does train with Renault. So you're not going to get a much better source of information than their most recent opponent for your upcoming fight. The leg kicks and the takedowns were working for Renault, and I can't see why Aspen can't do the same. Just take Chiasson down and just maul her on the mat. Macy is improving every fight. She is very young in her MMA career. How many fights? 8 fights. But it wasn't too long ago when she was taken down and dominated on the mat by Lena Landsberg. And Aspen Ladd, she's a much better top player than Lena Landsberg, and she'll actually look to punish Macy if she even starts to accept bottom position. So yeah, Macy was accepting bottom position in that fight, and she just can't do that in this one. Both these guys have viable paths to victory, as I've covered. I feel like it's going to come down to fight IQ. So I'll probably see how they both go in round 1, and then if I see something, then maybe I'll look to live bet it, but not really looking to bet this one. I've got a few question marks for both. I think it's going to come down to fight IQ, so anything could happen on the day. For the sake of the division, I do hope Ladd does win, because I thought Macy, she was going to be one of those really fun strikers after her Ultimate Fighter run and her KO of Mazzani, but her game's just totally devolved into this terribly messy, clinchy, just driving the opponent off balance and trying to take him down type game. Very messy takedown game. So yeah, I don't particularly enjoy her fights very often anymore. So it's sad, but it is what it is. Alright, we'll have a look at the betting lines. Alright, so if you guys could like the video, that'd be incredibly great. Prediction is Aspen Ladd. I do think she wins by decision. I think the line should be a little bit closer though. I favour around 55 to 60% of the time. I think it's close. It's whoever shows up on fight night, really. It's whoever shows the better fight IQ. And I wouldn't trust either of these guys with fight IQ. So, I don't want to bet this fight at all. If I were to bet anyone, it would be Chiasson at $2, nearly $2.80 or plus 180. Yeah, it'd just be the dog. If Ladd was at the same price, I'd bet her, but yeah, not really looking to bet this one.